I'm Sue Boo, bringing crafting to you, and today we're going to make a pop-up surprise. I'm going to start off with a card base that is 10 inches by 7 inches and scored at 5. Now we're going to put it in the make it a 10 fold, so we're going to put it landscape, but this also helps you use some of your scraps up. So I didn't want completely plain white background, so what I've actually done ahead of time, I've just stamped "Wishing you the happiest birthday" from the Quite Curvy set. So all I've done is gone along and when it finishes, start a new one and gone. So it's a bit random or wavy all over, but that stops it from having a white background totally. Okay, so I'm going to do the front first. So just move that out of the way. And I've got a scrap piece, and so use any of your random scrap pieces. This just happens to measure 3/4 of an inch really, and it's just longer than my card base. It's better to be longer because then you can cut it off to your card base and make it neat. So I'm just going to open up my card. I'm going to stick this on the bottom. So this is Blackberry Bliss, so I'm just going to stick. Now the reason I'm sticking the bottom bit on is because when I was stamping, I got a bit of a mess at the bottom. So by using this, I'm just completely getting rid of that, and instead of wasting a card base because it didn't turn out how I wanted to, we've covered it up now. Okay, so just make sure it's absolutely level with your card bottom. Okay, and then I'm just going to leave that for the moment. I've also got another piece of scrap, and this happens to measure just over 1.5. So if you say 1.5, and again it's slightly bigger than my card base, so I'm just going to stick this down. So don't know whether you've been following me, but you will have seen that I've been making some tissue, magnetic closure tissue boxes, and I got a lot of scrap left from there, so I thought, right, if I'm just going to make sure this is not wonky, bring it down a bit, so I use my grid to actually make sure it's straight. Okay, there we go. So I've used the bottom of my grid, so I lined this card up with the bottom of my grid at the bottom here, and then I've just used that to make sure you got it right, and then just making sure that I've lined up with that line. So okay, right, now let's see if my glue's dry enough. I think it is at the bottom. So all you're going to do is just take your scissors and just go along your card there like that, and then you've got a perfect edge. And I'm going to turn it around to do the other side, and again just get those scissors in and just cut that, and then we'll get the scissors in and cut that bit, and there we've got a perfect finish for our card. So I'm just going to get rid of those. I'm just going to carefully, mind you don't cut yourself if you do what I'm just doing, making sure that my scissors are clean from any excess glue. Right, I'd also got some of these size scraps, so I decided that I would bring these in and see what I could do with these. So I decided gonna play a bit and move them about. So I've got 5 in in total. So that one would be down. And I'm just going to position to see if I like what I'm doing first before I adhere anything down. So ahead of time, I've watercoloured my gnomes. They happen to be the 3 different gnomes, the one with the lantern, one that's just stood, and one that's looking down. So I'm not decided yet where I'm popping everything. I'm just positioning just to see what I think. And also from Quite Curvy, now you're not going to pick this up, I don't think, but it's really, really shimmery, because what I've done is watercoloured with my Wink of Stella. So all I do is get a block, put my ink pad onto there so that you leave a bit of ink on here, and then just use your Wink of Stella brush and just paint these. And I have I didn't do it on there, I've just done it with this, and it's really beautifully shimmering now. So I'm going to put that on the bottom, and I think I'm having something like that. And I've done the birds as well. I'm going to sit the birds on top, I think something like that. And I've got these little branches that come Quite Curvy, and they're going to have those in the mouth. So I'm just, as I say, just looking whether I'm happy with what I've done, whether I like it, whether I want those to go there or not, or do I want to bring those in? And do I want those? No, I did have 3. Or do I want that up and that down? So that goes up and that one goes down. I had got my the layout that I wanted. It might be like that. I might have done it like that, I think. Look, does he work there? Yeah, I think I'll have it something like that. So I'll start to commit now and glue it down. So I'll just move things to one side. So I've chosen to have this one up at this side. So I'm just going to get the glue. And so I've got a guideline of where I'm putting it. I'm going to actually just make sure. Oh, I'll tell you what the size are of these scraps that I've got, shouldn't I? Sorry. They are 3/4 of an inch by 2 1/4. So that's what they ended up being. So I'll match that at the other side. And I happen to have got 5 all the same size scraps left. And normally you could just chuck these away. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to do something with them. So bring that in about the same. Move that out of the way. Just make sure they're straight. And then I'm just going to move those all out of the way so I can see where the middle is roughly. So I'm eyeballing it, I'm not measuring it, I'm just eyeballing it where I think the middle is. So it's not going to be precise, but I think that's about it. Again, if I've just got it level with the bottom, that will make it straight. And then I'm just going to sit my birds on top of there. So put my glue. And I did do these with the Wink of Stella, paint these with the Wink of Stella. So these are sparkly as well. So when the light catches the card, wherever the person displays it, then they will have shimmer of the birds and of the I want to say holly, and it's not holly, it's ivy. So I'm just going to put those, and then the little branches, going to stick those from the beaks. There, I'll stick those there. So, and the inside is going to take this card to a whole new level, because you're going to have a pop-up surprise inside. So, okay, do that. Okay, right, now I have cut out in glitter paper ahead of time a happy birthday, and I've used our there's the happy. I've used our double-sided sticky tape thing at the back. So let's just move that. So see whereabouts I want it. So I'm going to have happy, and there's my birthday. So I'm going to just peel these off. I'm not committing yet to these. I'm just going to see where I want it. So a bit sticky because I've got the sticky on the back ready to commit and stick down, but as I say, I don't want to quite do that yet. So because I'm looking at positioning. Well, this is not our glitter paper, and as you can see, the glitter is coming off as I'm doing it, and it doesn't match our gold. So this is the trouble with using different, but I've got this glitter paper, so I'm using what I've got. So I'm hoping I'm going to get this all on. So as I say, I'm just working on position and the last in. So there's the, and oops, daisy. Can't get that off my hand, get off, and then right, so now I know I can get it all on. I'm going to start, there's this, poke this little thing out here, and to get rid of that. So I'm going to stick the law there. So that's right at the end there, and I'm going to stick the happy. So I've got to peel this off now because this one didn't come off. This looks so it's going to be tricky. Don't normally bother with this. I usually stick it down, and now I'm probably regretting doing this because it's very fiddly on camera. It's not playing ball at all. Separated. Oh, have I got a... Once you get one, you'll be all right, but it's getting it. Has that done it, or has that peeled more off it besides? I think that's peeled more than backing off. Right, this one is going to get stuck because I'm not going to waste any more time on it. I'll stick the happy at the beginning. And let's see if I can peel the birthday off. Oh yes, the birthday came off, so I'm all right with that. I'm just going to get the little bits that shouldn't be there. So I don't want that bit. And I don't want that bit. I don't want the bit going at the bottom of the T. This is why I usually prepare these ahead of time, and usually I don't stick them with double-sided sticky. Right. So the inners all ready to be stuck down as well. So let's go backwards and stick that there. I think brother's ready to be stuck down as well. Just got to pick them bits out, pick them out later, and then we'll have the birthday sticking down. Get that out. Oop. There we go. There, and I'll do that later. Right, and then we've got our little foliage, which is ivy. And I think I'm going to stick this up on some dimensionals today. So I'm going to put just 3 on, I think. So stick 1 in the middle and then 1 at the end. Okay. So I'll get that about even. Coming along there. And then I want my little gnome in the middle. He's going to go on with a couple of dimensions. And he can sit a little bit further down on there. Now, I'm going to pop these on before I get too far now. So I want to stick my scraps, so they're going to go. So they're poking out the bottom, I think. Just eyeballing that to make sure it's level. And do the same with the other side. So eyeball that up to make sure it's level. I'm just going to have it, actually, shall I? No, I'll have it level with the top there. That's it down. And then I'm going to stick my now what I'm going to do is just put 1 on his hat, so it lifts his hat up a bit. That's already got dimension on, so I'm just going to stick some glue on the bottom of there, so he will be going sitting on top of there. I think I'm going to put him. There we go. And then we'll do the same with the other one. So we've got bits on his hood, hat, and then I'll stick some glue to stick him there, and he can go down at the bottom there. Okay, so that's roughly there. Right, so that's the front. So now we're going to do the pop out bit, the exciting bit. Okay, so I've prepared my pieces ahead of time. Just let me stick this back on, and we're going to make the mechanism now. So I have got a piece of the same designer series paper that I had the scraps off, because I think this goes really well with the gnomes. And it is 9 3/4 by 6 3/4, and you're going to score it down the middle at 4 1/8, and then just fold that over. Use your bone folder to give a nice crease there. Now pop inside, on the pattern that you're going to use. If you've got a directional one, make sure that when you've cut the piece out that it's the right, so that this is how the card will open up. So I'm happy with the way my die direction of my paper is. So I'm going to close it up, and I'm going to put it at 1 inch. So I'm going to place it at 1 inch, and I'm getting my cutting blade, and I'm just going to cut down to 1 1/4. So that's 1 1/4. Now how I'm doing that is that I've put it in at 1 inch, and I'm looking here on this side of my trimmer, on this, down to 1 1/4, and that little bar on there shows me that it is 1 1/4 that I've got to. I'm then going to I've done 1 1/2. Sorry, I've done 1 1/2. That's changed things. Right, okay, I've changed things now. It's 1 1/2. I did want to do 1, so I'll adapt what I'm doing. So we've got whatever we do on one side, we're going to do on the other. So I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to put it in at 1 1/2, and then I'm going to bring it down to 1 1/4. Okay. 1 1/4. Okay, so you'll have got 2 flaps like that. Just move this for the moment. Then all we're going to do is fold that down towards you and crease. Okay, so use your bone folders crease. I'm then going to turn it the other way and again crease that like that. Okay, I'm going to put back in my trimmer now, and I'm going to place this. How much have I got left now? 3 1/2, so maybe let's have a look. I'm going to go for 3/4 inch, I think. Yeah, that's about 3/4 inch. So what I'm going to do is put it in at 2 1/4. So this is down. Oh, sorry, no, it's not. What am I doing? Sorry. Right, so what you do then is you open it up. Nearly made the big mistake. You open it up and you push this inside like that. Okay, go over with your bone folder to flatten that down on either side. Now we're going to put back in. Sorry about that. And we're going to put that in at 2 1/2. Let's see, 2 1/2 will give it there. And if we swap over the 2 1/2, yeah, we'll be all right with that. Okay, so I'm going to put it in at 2 1/2. Because I've changed it, I've got to make sure of my measurements. I'm going to go in now, and I'm only going to cut down as far as the 2. So I've got this at 2 1/2, and this I'm just cutting down to my 2 inch mark. Okay, and then I'm just going to flip that over, put in again. I said at, let me check what I did because I've not got it wrote down, 2 1/2. So I'm putting in, so this side here at 2 1/2. Okay, sorry, I've moved out of shot onto 2 1/2. So I've got this side at 2 1/2. Then I'm bringing my blade down to the 2 here. So I'm just bringing that blade down to my 2. Okay, let's just move the trimmer again. Okay, so now it's not cut all the way through. Press down even more. So I'm going to put it in at 2 1/2. And I'm going to go down to my 2 and make sure, has that gone all the way through? Yes. So make sure it goes all the way through. With Designer Series paper, you get away with this. So again, 2 1/2, and got it in there, and we're coming down at 2. So I'm really pressing on my blade and just getting it as far as 2 and really sending it back. And that will go all the way through your DSP. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to fold those down, burnish them, fold it the other way and burnish them, and then I'm going to open it up and I'm going to tuck them the other way and then close it up and burnish these bits here. Okay, and then when we open it up, we should have it like that. So you've got the platform like that. So we're going to open our card up now. And I'm going to start on one side. So making sure that I'm happy with which, because it's mirror reflection, it doesn't matter if I've got it that way or that way. It's just me and my preference to how the DSP is looking. Well, I'm happy with it looking that way, so I'm going to close it up. I'm going to put, whoops, helps if I take my glue pin off. I'm going to put glue all around here now, making sure it goes on the stairs all the way to the bottom, all the way up the sides, going down my stair and in between. And then I'm going to make sure that these go to my fold, and I've got an equal increment, so I'm looking for on the fold an equal increment all the way round. So looking that this is equal. I'm just going to open it up to doubly make sure. Yeah, I'm happy with that now. So just press on that and that will be all the way. I'm going to close it up and then go round it again. And then bring your card closed. And I'm going to press it the other way. Okay, and open it up again. Just that's it. Make sure you've got it the right way so it opens up like that, and then I'm going to build my scene. So first of all, I have done a mushroom. Now how I've done my mushroom is I have used cinnamon cider ink on top of Sahara sand. Then I've done cinnamon cider, and I've also stamped the mushroom in cinnamon cider. I have then cut out from the cinnamon cider the door and the window and the mushroom top and put them on to the Sahara sand card. I've then just used a sponge dauber with the cinnamon cider, and I've just gone round the edge of my mushroom to give that lovely effect there. Now I'm just bring my card up and I'm going to sit my mushroom on the very bottom, so I only need to put glue on there. Now if you wanted to, you could put dimensionals on this, but I don't want to make my card any bulkier, so I'm going to put my mushroom there, close it up and just make sure so that when my card opens, my mushroom pops up. And then ahead of time, I've done a hedgehog, and this time I've done it in the reverse. I've done the cinnamon cider and used my punch to cut my whole of my hedgehog out, and then I have done again on the Sahara sand, and I just wanted the face, so I've probably just put it back on where it was. Let's have a look, see if I can. Yeah, that's it. So I didn't even do a whole one, I just did a bit of one, look, and all I've done is cut out, I've used my punch to cut that bit out, and then I've fussy cut round the ear and cut that off and stuck it on top of my hedgehog. And then again I've just used my sponge dauber and just give it that bit more definition on the top. And so I'm going to stick him behind the, mushroom. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick him behind the mushroom. So just going to put some glue on the bottom there and stick him on behind the mushroom. Okay, so he's behind the mushroom. I'm just going to close him again, pat that down, bring it up, sorry, wobbling the camera. I've now, ahead of time, cut a load and watercoloured these. I've used our glimmer paper to do these, so I'm going to put them, so I'm going to have one with the lantern and one there like that. And where's, oh, and I'm going to stick him up there. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see that, apologies. So I'm going to stick, I'll put it down like this, and I'm not going to put these on dimensionals, I'm just going to stick them straight. I'm going to stick this that one down in the middle, then the two that stand up, I'm going to stick those either side and down so it sits on that, and do the other one at the other side. So he's going to stick down there. So again, I've done these with cinnamon cider for the hat, and I've done this time I've done the shaded spruce, couldn't think of the name. I'm going to stick him aside there and then stick the other one at the side there. I've got two little lanterns at the bottom. So that's how you'll kind of see it. So when you got the front, so I'll just tell you what I did. Mango Melody, and again I did the cinnamon cider. I stamped with the cinnamon cider as well. This is Old Olive, so I did all the three birds the same. I've done the stamped in Old Olive and used my Wink of Stella to actually colour with Old Olive. For my gnomes, I did my cinnamon cider for the hat. The nose and the hands are in petal pink. The body, the whatever they're wearing, trousers and top, are in Sahara sand. And then again, cinnamon cider for the shoes. And where the mouths are open, I've just done some polished pink or whatever pink you fancy. So that's that. And then inside, of course, petal pink the same, Sahara sand the same, shaded spruce for those, and the lantern and everything. So also I have cut out of my stitch framelets. This is the second one down, so it's this one. So cut that out. I have then stamped Made with Love for You from Just for You from the Quite Curvy again. And then I've gone heavily with using my sponge dauber with cinnamon cider all around. So I'm just going to place that on the bottom here. So give it a woody type feel. I'm just going to place that in, and I am going to write in the card, because the person who I'm sending it to, I am anticipating it, they will display it as the tent, and it's just a surprise of having the gnomes inside. So I'm hoping that they're going to enjoy that, and do get it straight will be helpful, won't it? So I hope you like that. Give me a thumbs up, please. And do subscribe to me so you don't miss any further uploads of my videos. I'm doing a bit of all sorts at the moment, birthday cards and 3D projects, because Christmas 3D projects, because I make quite a lot around Christmas. So, but I have quite a lot of birthdays too, so I'm doing both. So thank you. Excuse me, I'm sneezing now. Oh dear. So thank you so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Stay safe, stay well. God bless. Bye for now.